Hello everybody, welcome back to the Turd Series episode number 2. It looks like Mr. Turdy's got some corn in there. Y'all, I'm gonna have to take care of that, so y'all stay tuned. Okay, so the tools we're going to be using on this fuel tank carburetor removal are a 10 millimeter nut driver and a 1/2 inch nut driver. You've got a 1/2 inch bolt back here, so we'll get this all off at one time. Try to keep my arms out of your way. Well, today's a wonderful day. It's a Tuesday. It's about 55 degrees in the shop right now versus 25 yesterday. So I've got the doors open. You can probably hear a bunch of noise and birds and kids playing outside. Flag is dinging against the flagpole. So we'll get this gas tank carb assembly off here. There's that 1/2 inch bolt. Now there's a spacer and an air deflector right here. Goes between the gas tank and the block. Now this should just pull right towards us here. There's an O-ring back in here, and then there's the breather tube elbow. There we go. And you've got one Z-bend right here on this linkage that goes to the air vane. So you just tilt it back, hopefully. Let me take it down first, okay? And then tilt it back, and it should come right off of that Z-bend right there. That Z-bend right there. Now remember, this spring is completely shot, so I know we've got one around here somewhere. May have 5 or 6 of them, but we'll see when we go to put that back on. Okay, so we'll take this carb and gas tank assembly over to the bench and get you set up so you can see all the craziness that's about to happen over there. It doesn't look too bad, actually. It's got some gunk on it, but you know, for the most part, it is plastic and there's not many moving parts and variables in there. So we may have to get it apart and get the oil out of the pumping chamber. Check out that gasket. So we shall see. So hang tight. Okay, gang. As you can see from that still photo, and now the way it looks now, I just took it over to the parts washer real quick, and I didn't want to bore you with that. So I'm going to keep you right here, and we're going to get this carb off of here, then get this gas tank cleaned up. So for those of you who are familiar with these Briggs Classic ones, there's just 5 screws holding them on. They're not torqued down or anything, so they should be relatively simple to take off of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this carb off of here, and we're going to inspect it, inspect the gasket and the diaphragm and all that good stuff. And then we'll give her a good shot of some carb clean, because there's not much to these. It's supposed to be snowing and icing tomorrow, so I'm not going to fire up the ultrasonic cleaner out here, because I'll just have to empty it all back out again. So I get a screwdriver and give it a little persuasion. Okay. There's a lot of oil on that screen, so there's also a lot of parts cleaner fluid in here too, so we'll get that cleaned out. Make sure all these passages are cleared out, void of oil. I like this little rubber tray here. It's got a little magnetic tray there as well. So you don't lose all these little bits and bobs, as they say across the pond. Bits and bobs. We just call it crap over here, so you don't lose all these little pieces of crap. So there's a spring. We'll take that spring out. We don't want to lose it. And yeah, that's the garbage man back there if y'all hear that noise, so I apologize. Operation looks relatively normal, but this carb is still covered in gunk. So, diaphragm. Let me grab a paper towel real quick, gang. So like I said before, we've got some parts cleaning fluid in here, which is, I wanted it to get all the way through here. And the diaphragm looks a little crunchy. Just push down. Now this is the equivalent to the float bowl in a regular carburetor, but this one is, remember we had a lot of oil. This machine was upside down. So we'll see if we can't get this diaphragm and gasket off here. That was never going to run like that. It's pretty crunchy. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, there's one of them little one-way valves. When you push down on the diaphragm, you can see it bubbling up right here. You can see it bubbling up right at the end. So that's what sucks the fuel up and pushes it over into the float bowl. And there's another one over here that looks like it's just frozen. So let me try to get this off of here. Man, I'll tell you what, look at all that oil, all kinds of crap that was in here. It's pretty nasty. Try to get this gasket off of here. Gasket and diaphragm combo. It's not too bad, but I tell you that diaphragm has seen better days. It's folded in right there, look. Can y'all see that? Where you at? You're over here. Right here, you can see where that diaphragm is folded. It's pulled in. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But let me go find some parts for this, and I'm going to work on getting this sprayed off real quick. So I'll be back. Okay, everybody. In case you don't already know, whenever you use this carb spray or anything like that, this is your first line of defense. Okay, because take it from me, you get this stuff in your eyes and you are going to be in a world of hurt for some time. And for those out there who have done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is not fun. So let me hit this with a little carb spray. I'm gonna shoot some of that down, right down in there too. Break up that oil. Remember that oil I showed y'all the first time on the first video? There was oil down in there. Okay, those passengers are running clear. get that bowl cleaned out and put some more of that right down in the tank and let it eat that oil up. It was actually down on this end. I'm gonna clean this green. Now clean it from the inside out. Okay, that's all pretty again. Now let's hit this. This is where it's the worst. Pretty nasty down in here, gang. Just go ahead and hit all your passageways. Okay. I need to get that primer bulb out of there too. I wish I had an OEM primer bulb remover. I believe I've got one on my Amazon wish list. I just haven't got around to getting around to it. Okay, so let me wipe this down a little bit. I got a mountain of carb spray down here. Good thing about that carb spray is that it evaporates, and I don't think this is looking too bad now. I bet that'll run just like it is. Gotta get this screen cleaned off here. Give that a shot. Okay. That comes out of here, so stand by. I hope you're all seeing this. Yeah, can y'all see that? Running clear. Okay, I think that will do that, to be honest with you. It's not the prettiest job, but I tell you what, just like me, ain't pretty, but it works. Oh, you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, you know what? You can't take yourself too seriously all the time, man. You know, you gotta find humor in this world. Now that's where your O-ring's hiding at in there. And it actually doesn't feel like it's cracked or missing any chunks or anything. So I'm gonna leave it right where it's at. Butterfly works good. That's okay. That right there looks like that'll do it. However, I am going to do one more thing. Take this torch tip cleaner and put it all the way through that jet right there. Get the small one. There we go. Just to be on the safe side. There it goes, all the way in. It's all the way clear, all the way up to the Venturi. Shoot that one more time. And that's why you put your safety glasses on, gang. Running good. Okay, without using the actual ultrasonic cleaner. This is really about as clean as this is going to get. And actually, these things actually run in some pretty bad environments, so it might actually be okay. Set that aside. Get back to this dude here. That loud noise is just my neighbor who's in his 40s, but apparently thinks he's still a teenager. So pardon that interruption. Sorry about that. So, boy, we used a lot of carb spray today, didn't we? Okay, we broke that oil up in there. So what I'm going to do is just put this whole paper towel in there. We can get it out in a little bit. Just put the whole thing in there. Push it around. Push it around. And then tilt it up on one end. Push that paper towel down in there and just let it sit like that for a while. And you all stand by and I'll be back. And I'm gonna, off camera, I'm gonna clean all this up here. You all don't need to see that. I'm just gonna clean all this up. Let that paper towel do its thing down in there. So, you all stand by. Okay, gang. Okay, let's see here. Found me another paper towel. Clean this all up. Just give it a nice little wipe down. Just give her a nice little wipe down. Well, I should probably do that so you can see it, huh? Sorry about that. Oh, I'm crazy. Take a tiny little carb spray right here. Fill up that little bowl. Then get me a Q-tip. Brand name. Nah, these are generic ones. So I'm just going to clean up this little bowl with that carb spray. Give it a little scrub. Give this a little scrub. See how bad that is in there? Give this a little scrub. Clean these passages away. This is a little area here underneath the diaphragm that creates the suction to pull the fuel up. And shoots it through those little diaphragm, those little reed valves. And then so as the carburetor sits like so, you've got the suction being created by the diaphragm, which is created by the pressure from the crankcase. It makes the diaphragm go up and down, which sucks fuel up through here. Then it deposits it through this hole into the bowl, and it gets pushed through and up into the carb and all that good stuff. Y'all know how that works. I'm not here to teach. I'm just here to show you what I'm doing. So while I'm doing this, if you all haven't had the opportunity to watch my 500 subscriber videos, I'd appreciate it if you could slide on over there and do that. And I want to thank each and every single one of you who are my subscribers, all 504 of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for subscribing, liking, and staying with me and supporting me and being there for me. Man, I tell you what, it means so much. It really does. Because I could not be doing this without you all. I just might not be any good at it. You all have made me who I am. So that looks pretty good there. So I'll dump that little bit of carb spray out. Oh, that cleaned up nice there. Okay, down in there's clean. So I'm going to get this paper towel out of here. Let me get one with a hook on it. There we go. Try to get it all out in one piece if you can, for the most part. And when this is done, I'm going to slosh it around and listen for... No, there's nothing sloshing around in there, so I'm going to have to put another one down in there. Some junk down here on the other side. Oh yeah, that looks great. Let me get my little eyeball light. Have y'all seen these little magnetic lights? These things are so cool. They will blind you, however. Okay. That actually looks pretty good. So let's go ahead. Can y'all still see? Yeah. The way we took the other one off was like such. So it is the diaphragm first. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Okay. Diaphragm first. And if you'll notice, they have learned from their mistakes. Remember how this one here was tucked in right here? Remember that? How it was tucked in, creating that gap? What this manufacturer has done has added this extra material here, and it hangs out. So that is awesome. Keeps it from getting drawn in when you put these screws in. So you want to be careful. Put this back together. Put your pickup tube through there. Bring it down. Set it where it goes. And these are locator screws. There's a little tab right on the end there that helps you locate these holes. And just get a couple of them started with your fingers. Then bring the screwdriver in. Just take them down easy. No need to go all He-Man on them. Okay, you got 5 of them to do, so take your time. Don't get in a rush. Oh, you know what? I forgot that spring and the screen. So don't get in a rush. Remember, I just told you not to get in a rush, so I'm gonna tell myself not to get in a rush. That diaphragm won't work very well if you don't have that spring in there. Silly me. Okay. So let's try this again. Okay. That has to come out at a little bit of an angle. Okay. So we need to put our spring right back on that little tab right there. And our screen goes over the inlet there. There we go. So now let's take 2. I won't edit that out. So we'll put this back together. We'll get there. No rush. No rush at all. My mind is elsewhere. I'm thinking about the grill that's getting ready to get fired up here in a few minutes. It is currently 56 degrees in the shop, so it'll be warmer outside. So we're going to fire the grill up, and Carrie is going to make some pretzel bun burgers with onion rings and all kinds of good stuff. So this video is getting a little long, so after I get this back together, I'm going to get it put back on the machine, and then I'll try to locate that spring. Okay, so I'm not going to go all He-Man on these things. I'm just going to cinch them down in a cross pattern, okay? Because this carb is only plastic, so you don't want to go crazy with them. And then just go in a circle and snug them up. You can hear that? Okay, so stay tuned and we'll go put this thing back on. Okay, everybody. As you can see, we're going to put this back on, and right here in the throttle plate is that little hole. So when you go to put that on, this Z-bend on this linkage over here goes in that hole. So you have to tilt the car backwards like this. Put that in the Z-bend and then pull it straight up like that. Can you see that? Just pull it straight up. Now you have to do 2 things at once here. You got to get your crankcase boot on and your O-ring on the breather tube. All right, and it should set just like that. You seeing that? Okay, excellent. So then you take your 1/2-inch bolt, which is the larger of the 2, and it's got the spacer on it. So you got to put it between the carburetor, or the gas tank, I'm sorry, and the block. Work that through there. Make sure it goes all the way through. And then this one goes in the front. This 10 mil goes through that bracket. Now when you tighten this down, you want this rear hole to be up here so you could put the shroud back on. Tighten it down with your He-Man hands. And we'll do the one here in the front now. Again, with the He-Man hands. And we're gonna have to do something with this spring here, because I don't know if I have that exact one or not. I've looked and I've found some variations, but just not that one. Okay. So the tank is clean, the carb has been cleaned. And the next thing we'll do is replace this air filter. And, oh, by the way, this thank you is a long time coming. Last year, Scotty sent me 10 or 12 of these off of my Amazon wish list. So Scotty Daniel, these are going to good use. Thank you again. So, but we're going to get this out of here. I'm actually going to grab a rag because this one is pretty nasty, as you all saw before. So let me just put this towel right here so so you could see it. Let me get you down here a little bit further. Let me drop you down a little bit. There we go. You all are seeing this just like I am, first time. So that don't look too bad. That's gonna need to go through the parts washer. That insert has got gunk on it. But this filter is just literally falling apart. What isn't saturated with oil is actually just falling apart. It's crumbling like crazy. Okay, so we will get this cleaned up. Okay, so rest assured that the next time you all see this thing, we're gonna try to get her fired up. I got a few things I need to do off camera. Actually, no, I won't do it off camera. I'll bring you along with me in the next episode. So until then, let me get this glove off here. Until we come back and work on the turd, you all take it easy, and don't forget, it's donut time.
It has been a pleasure having you all here. Please don't forget to give this video a like, and please subscribe. Last but not least, click the notification bell so you will know when new videos are posted. Thanks to all of you for your support.